Growing up in Alexandria, Missouri, baseball was always his favorite game, and yet for the better part of the last 4 decades, Clark County graduate Kirby Cannon has made coaching college football his life's work. He's had various assistant gigs along the way, including local stops at both Western Illinois and Truman State, and he's currently the defensive coordinator a second time around now at Northern Michigan. More famously, Kirby Cannon has been a head coach as well at Austin Peay and in breathing actual cachet into the program at Missouri S&T.
Tri-State Triumphs, sponsored by Good Samaritan Home of Quincy.
Survived 37 years in it, and that's amazing. Only been fired once, which percentage-wise, that's not too bad. Got the football bug, was speaking my junior year, and played 2 years. Was recruited by, at the time, Southwest Missouri State. It was a different type of recruiting in those days, as you know. I mean, limited amount of film, but a referee in a game versus Scotland County thought I played well enough to call his buddy, Bill O'Neill, at Southwest Missouri State, who was the D coordinator there. Along the way, just decided, hey, I really want to coach. A lot of the people in my life that were influential to me, I felt like I was a little bit rescued, out of Alexandria and out of Clark County. It wasn't a great football program at that time. Had really just kind of started a few years before that. Coach Cassidy, my football coach at Clark County, and Coach McCarty, my basketball coach, were believers in me. And that's what triggered that idea that somebody believed I could do something. I did those things and kind of started out just wanting to give back and also to keep a close relationship with the games. Tri-State area is me. That's home. And, getting a chance to go to Northeast was important for me. And then getting a chance to come back and coach at Western Illinois was important. And for, I think, 2 days, when Randy took the Missouri State job, I was with him, but at that time I was also interviewing for the University of Missouri Rolla job, and got a chance to be the head coach there for the first time in my career. And I recruited quite a few tri-state area guys, and the one that I wanted to make sure I mentioned, because he was critical in us turning that program from just being non-competitive into being good, and they have maintained that level of excellence. Ashton Gronwell from Carthage, Illinois. And, he was just a fabulous player, a fabulous person. And I enjoyed, going back up to Carthage and reacquainting with Coach Unruh. And, they were hitting a hot streak themselves. But, he was a tri-state area guy that really, really boosted our program at Rolla.
You kind of alluded to it throughout this as well. Yours is a relationship business. Is that the most important piece of advice you'd offer an aspiring coach?
Absolutely. And, I've always kind of considered myself a little bit of an underdog, growing up. I think I was the first quarterback to start at Clark County from Alexandria. I'm not so sure I wasn't the first basketball player to start at Clark County. The consolidation of that school had not occurred that much before my time. And there were still some of those. There was the Wayland gang, the St. Patrick gang, the Cahokia people, and it was interesting. But I think the value of education and teachers who care, because there was a little bit of everyone in my family had ended up working at steel castings, I think, in Keokuk, and that was my orientation there. That you went to high school, you graduated, and you got a job in one of the factories in Keokuk. And that didn't seem like a bad deal. But I remember my dad telling me one time, hey, you play ball and I'll work. And, that worked out pretty good. But I had teachers in elementary school that saw something in me and weren't afraid to tell me that, they thought I had the academic ability first. And then as the athletic stuff started to show up, it was just some people that believed in me. And I think one of the most powerful things is that you can tell someone as a teacher or as a coach is that you have belief in them and their potential. And I'll never forget that.
And we'll have much more with Kirby Cannon coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. Amber, back to you.